Yo, holy shit. Okay, hold on. Yo, what is up, y'all? This is very, very different, and I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. If I can get this going for my streaming and stuff, this would be very, very just W's in the chat. Don't really know how to use any of this stuff. I've been using CapCut, I ain't even gonna lie, but now your boy, I'm gonna try to upgrade it, see what I can get. You know, you know the reason why I'm here. I am here for UFC Dana White Contender Series Week 7. And not really just that. Not really just that. There's been a lot of stuff that's been going on in the UFC, but not really just anything in particular like crazy, like drama or some bullshit like that. But there has been a new fight announcement, which my boy Charles Oliveira will not be taking on Rafael Fiziev, which I'm not going to lie, thank God, because I had Fiziev winning that fight. I thought Fiziev could undoubtedly win that fight. I mean, I'm not going to say he would have a, masterclass, outclass Charles Oliveira by any means whatsoever, but let's be real, man. Oliveira just got put to sleep. Fiziev did take a short notice fight against Gaethje, but he didn't really do as bad. I know he got hurt, but he took it literally on like a week's notice. And, Oliveira just going straight into action again with a striker. Just, come on, man. It's not really that smart. So now with the new replacement, it's Gamrot versus Oliveira, and I don't hate Gamrot, man, but I'm just not the biggest fan, and main cards are ruined, bro, but it's fine. Our boy Oliveira is gonna get that W, and wait another 2 years for a title shot. But other than that, we're just gonna move on to this, man. I can't even lie, this card was super fucking dope, and I mean, I don't really have much to say. Like, I really just want to get into it, and then as I start talking, everything will just come to fucking place or whatever. Anyways, let's move on to the first fight. Rafael Tobias versus Jar, or is it JR? I don't fucking know. Jar de Oliveira. Really trying to think about this fight. Sorry, everything just ended. All the fighters that won, even in the bitch fight, both those fighters, everyone got contracts. At least the people that won, they got contracts. Nobody was snubbed. In this fight with Rafael Tobias versus De Oliveira, I mean, overall, how I really felt about this fight, Oliveira completely gave in. That's kind of how I feel. I feel like Tobias, with the size, the reach, I mean, Oliveira had no answer. I think if he played it a lot smarter by not playing the distance game, staying away from Tobias, if he actually would, get in with his range, have those short punches, maybe a little bit more of like some dirty boxing coming into the mix and some leg kicks too. I really think that would have been very good for Oliveira's game plan. Like that definitely, I think he would have succeeded a lot more in this fight. But overall, Tobias, he had the reach, he had the weight. I mean, he had everything, bro. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and I guess lollygag around this shit, man. Tobias was hitting this dude Oliveira with some nice shots. I think most of the time it was an overhand. If I'm right, he dropped Oliveira with an overhand. Oh no, there was no knockdowns. My bad. But there was really good moments with Tobias than Oliveira. Oliveira, I mean, he did have a moment where he landed a pretty solid uppercut. I even want to say he landed a nice straight, but nothing too significant. Tobias was the one that was really landing a lot more damage. With no knockdown, I'm guessing he hurt Oliveira, but I'm pretty sure he like knocked Oliveira down. It just wasn't a knockout, I guess, or a knockdown. But Tobias, he was able to get Oliveira down to the ground. Actually, I take that back. He was able to get a takedown. There was no knockdown. It was a takedown. Tobias was able to get a takedown, get Oliveira's back instantly, flatten him out, go straight for the RNC choke. And, yeah, I mean, there's not really much else to say about that fight. It was a pretty good fucking fight, but, it was a first round finish. So, Tobias, I'm going to keep it real. He looks like a really good light heavyweight. Might be the future of light heavyweight. I can't lie. I'm not going to say he had a masterclass performance, but he looked lengthy. He looked big. He looked, tall. Like, he was showing a lot of what light heavyweight could really be. Jar, however the fuck you want to call him, man. He looks like a jar. No, he fucking, Jesus Christ. But Jar, this motherfucker, dude, he just needs to go down to middleweight, fight Torres Finney. Let's get the midget matchup of the century in the middleweight division. And, yeah, moving on to the next fight. Justice Torres versus Javier Reyes. I'm going to keep it real. I have my boy Torres winning this because, he's fighting out of Fury FC. Shout out Houston. Shout out Texas. Best fucking state in the world. Don't want to hear it. Best, just anything. I ain't even going to get into it with anyone. Texas is number one. Blah blah blah. Torres, though, going into this fight, Torres, I really thought, with him training with Joshua Van, he was going to win this fight. It's just that Van Glaze in me, man. I'm the biggest Joshua Van fan. I don't give a fuck what anyone says, bro. Pretty sure I watched this man fight on his debut, if I'm right, when he beat up Kevin Borjas, which I'm not gonna lie, I think that wasn't his debut, but let's go with that. All right, let's just go with that. But with Justin Torres, he took this fight on like less than a week's notice, and overall, like, he just showed nothing. There was nothing significant that he showed. I mean, the fight just ended instantly. It's the same thing as the last fight. They're just outclassed. Like, Torres, he didn't have no game plan. Reyes didn't either. I'm gonna keep it real. Reyes is a very awkward fighter. This man looks like fucking featherweight Tony Ferguson. So I'm gonna keep it real. Reyes, I got a lot of respect for him because this guy, he has no problem going into the fight like with a fighter mentality, like, I'm going to finish this guy, I'm going to knock him out, I'm going to go to war, because Reyes, I'm not going to lie, the pressure that this guy puts on, I would say that he's going to get caught pretty hard with, like, maybe a lead hook or an overhand. I mean, Reyes, through the exchanges that I saw with him versus Torres, there was just a lot of his chin coming up, but I think overall Reyes played it very smart. A lot of just winging uppercuts and shit, or hooks, my bad, and just pressure overall. I mean, Torres really had no answer. He tried to go for a takedown. He was able to get a takedown, but really didn't do much with it. And Reyes just played very smart, just very, very smart. Like I said, I think Torres, he just didn't have a game plan going into this. You could say that the stoppage was a little early, but I just think Torres was getting, like, not mauled, but fuck, I just dropped my PlayStation controller. Shout out PS1, my bad. And by the way, if you guys like wonder like these boxes and stuff, it's because I'm in my like guest room. It's not like a fully built room. There's like a shit ton of like just shit everywhere. So, anyways, Reyes was able to. I'm pretty sure they were able to like get up. If I'm right, Reyes was able to get a cage clinch and really just start like laying it on Torres, and a barrage of fucking hooks, just spamming hooks, very Tony Ferguson-esque. And I'm pretty sure he was able to land a knee right up, right to Torres' chin, if I was right, dropping him, and just a barrage of punches. I mean, honestly, Reyes looked like he had a UFC 5 animation KO. I ain't even gonna lie, y'all. Whenever you knock that boy out and he gets up against the cage and you just fucking, and then, Herb gets in and stops the fucking fight, that's what Reyes did. So, anyways, moving on to the next fight that we got. Holy shit, dude. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all, man. These bitches, bro, they don't play. WMMA is on top. Now, I'm not gonna say in the UFC standards, but I'm gonna say in the Dana White Contender Series, holy fuck, dude. This shit, Jessila, I'm not gonna, listen, man, I ain't the Brazilian translator that y'all motherfuckers know, alright? I ain't gonna get these names right. Jasilia Chavez versus Sofia Montenegro. Overall, this was one of the greatest fucking fights I've ever seen. No, not really. It was a full-on slugfest, but I'm gonna be 100% honest that this was a fucking war at the same time. These bitches, man, right when this fucking bell just sounds off or whatever, it rings, dings, I don't give a fuck. These bitches get in some of the, I won't say the nastiest exchanges, but I will say that they're looking to knock each other out. They're looking to do some damage, which they do. There was a couple headbutts. I think there was just one primarily that cut them both open. But, dude, if I could really just, I'm going to talk about each fighter because I really want to talk about, their performances. And Chavez, her performance was really, really nice. I want to say that she did really well with coming in with that lead, what was it called? Lead hook. She had a lead left hook that she would always come in with and then finish off with a straight either to the face or to the body. It was really, really nice. And it was mainly because Sofia just really didn't have much head movement. I think Chavez did really well at exposing that. But I also think at the same time, man, like Sofia Montenegro, holy fuck, dude. I mean, I'm not going to say that she was all out dominating the fight, but I just want to say in some moments she just looked very, like when she got the knockdown, that was it. Like I was just like, holy fuck, dude, like this is insane. If I'm right, Sofia was able to catch Chavez with I think it was an overhand left. I get my lefts and rights mixed up. It was an overhand though that was able to knock Chavez down in the second round, and it looked like Chavez was done. I mean, by the end of this first round, they were already bleeding from their forehead down. Like these bitches were just going at it. A lot of pain, a lot of getting hurt. More Chavez getting Montenegro hurt. There was a lot of that. Chavez really just, like I said, exposing that head movement of Sophia, using that lead left hook and that straight. It was really the game winner for her. And her kicks, she did pretty well at mixing up kicks with her leg and body. And same thing with Chavez, her body work was very good in my opinion. And then going into Sophia, what I really felt that I liked about her was her aggression. She never stopped pressuring. She never stopped coming forward. Through the third round, I did kind of see, I would say, an adrenaline dump, but I want to say more of just, exhaustion. That's it. I think Sophia, she was just very beaten. They're both beat. I mean, look at the stats, bro. They're both beaten really bad. Sophia was definitely taking a lot more damage, but I want to say that she had a lot more of heart. She was very, very smart when it came to the ground exchanges too. There was a moment where she was able to get full mount. She didn't really do anything with it, but overall, I feel like with both of these fighters, I really like that they both got contracts and they showed a lot. I mean, Chavez could have showed a little bit more on the ground, but Sophia, she looked a lot more like a complete fighter. She could work on her stand up more, but I just think overall, dude, this was such a good fucking fight. I had Chavez winning. I had her in the first and third round, but Sophia, I could definitely see her winning the first and second. There was a moment in the fight where Chavez, in the second, you're like, oh, she's going to lose this round. And Chavez was able to get a lead hook and then lands a straight right on Sophia's fucking chin, wobbling her back, kind of hurting her. And, yeah, man, this fight was fucking war. I mean, what's the question, kid? This fight was a fucking war. That's it. That's all I got to say. Moving on to the next fight, we have Brahim Zurcher versus Jesus Christ. Murtazali Magomedov. Okay. Overall, I mean, this fight just ended very, very quick. You had Magomedov. You had Magomedov, who was an underdog coming into this fight. I'm gonna keep it real, man. These Kyrgyzstans, whatever the fuck. What are we doing, people? I mean, you're really gonna say that Zurcher's gonna win because this guy went to the PFL? All right, buddy. Okay, buddy. I guess you don't know there's levels to this shit. All right. I mean, seriously, when you fight a dude that has stand in the end of his country, when they have stand in the end of their fucking country, dog, you have to understand this guy is already a pro UFC fighter. This guy is. Brother, this man has killed everyone. I mean, I don't even really remember this fight. I'm going to keep it real. If I'm right, what happened was Zurcher got dropped by a jab. Murtazali was able to just get in this firefight exchange and lands this fucking just quick, fast fucking left hook or uppercut to Zurcher's chin, knocking him out instantly. There was a couple ground and pound punches, but that was pretty much it. There wasn't really much going on within the fight, if I want to say. I don't think Zurcher had really any significant moments. Mainly because of size. I mean, going into this was a featherweight fight. Holy fuck, I thought Murtazali was like a welterweight. What? This was a featherweight fight? What? Okay. Whatever. Overall, really, really good knockout. That's all I gotta say. So, moving on to Donjini Barbie versus, oh my fuck, bro. Oh my fucking god, Jesus Christ. Montas Kondratovikis. Okay, I think I actually didn't butcher that bad. I'm really trying to think right here, like really think about this fight, because it's like, I'm not gonna lie, these last two fights, there's just the finishes that I remember, because it happened so quick. I don't really remember every single fucking play or every single strike that happened. Donjini, if I'm right, he really came in very tall, both of them very fucking tall for middleweight. But Barbie, I don't fucking know what to call him. I'm gonna call him D. How about that? We call him D. D versus Mantis. D was able to if I'm right, he landed he didn't even land a leg strike. Okay. Mantis knocked the fuck out of D. That's it. It was insane. If I'm right, it was a straight. Yeah, it was a straight to was his Equilibrium or Temple? I don't fucking remember. It drops D though very fucking bad. I mean, he hits his head on the back of the cage.
You make it stop.
Fight's pretty much over. I mean, I don't know what to say. Like I said, like there's not really much to go into these two fights. There was just nasty fucking finishes. I'll for sure show them. And I think that's really all that, like, you know, that I gotta, you know, do for y'all. But besides that, man, I mean, yeah, I can't really say much. Sorry that I kind of fell off towards the end, but I mean, these two fights, dude, they ended so quick. It's just, I'm not really stressing about it. Overall, how I felt about this card, though, I thought it was a really, really solid card, top to bottom. The one decision fight was really, really fucking good. All the finishes were really, really good, in my opinion. I wouldn't say they were great. You had some TKO moments, but I think overall, you know, with Tobias's finish, very solid rear naked choke. Looked a little iffy, but, you know, because I didn't see the tap. I didn't see Oliveira tap. There was literally no fucking footage of him tapping. So, I don't know, a little iffy. Torres-Reyes, really good fucking fight. A lot of pressure from Reyes. Would really like to see him in the featherweight division. Maybe get him up against Motalazi or whatever the hell. Chavez versus Sofia. You need more women fighters in the UFC. I'm not trying to hate, but, you know, especially when it comes to an entertainment perspective, you know, these bitches brought it. Hopefully they bring it every single time. I gotta quit saying that about women. I know that sounds very corny, but I gotta quit calling them bitches, bro. God. I just sound like an asshole every single time. But, Zurcher versus Magomedov, very good KO. Magomed looks very, very scary, just like every other fucking stand motherfucker. So, you know. And then you got Barbie versus Mantas, which Mantas, like, what the fuck, dude? Guy, literally the dude from last week's Contender series. That's what I think of this dude. So, yeah, another Ivan Drago. I guess you say Ivan Drago 2.0. I don't fucking know. Overall, felt like a 7, an 8. I mean, it wasn't anything like insane, some of the most wild shit I've ever seen in my life. So I'd probably give it like a 7. But, you know, overall, like, it was an entertaining fight. It was a very good scrap between most fighters. Most of them ended very, very quick, but the one decision fight that was in this was a fucking banger. And yeah, that's all I really got to say. And yeah, see ya.